Hello there, roaches and mice. It's your girl back at it again. Today we're going to tour my sketchbooks for Inktober and Drawtober 2017. Inktober was a challenge set out by Jake Parker a few years back, where the challenge is to draw every day for 31 days using ink medium. And Drawtober was a drawing challenge by the Drawtober crew. And you got to follow their prompts, but you could use any medium, and at the end of the 31 days you can win a pin. So that was a big motivator for me. Let's start with my Inktober 2017 sketchbook. I actually made this with some cardstock that I had lying around and some scrapbook paper. Let's start with day 1, which the prompt was swift. My first idea was a sword through somebody, like cutting off their head or something, but that was a little too creepy for me. So I did Pearl and Amethyst, Garnet, and Steven from the show Steven Universe, and they're fighting some gem monsters. And she's spoofing one of them. I really enjoy how the colors came out on this one for the first one. I'm pretty impressed. I love their gestures, and the monster is really cute. The smoke could use some work, but I'm still learning how to do clouds and smoke. Anyways, day 2, prompt was divided. The prompt was also mask because I ran out of pages, but I never got to day 31 on the sketchbook. So I just left it divided, face with plans to put a fat mask or something in the space later. But I may leave it like that. Who knows? I tried ink on this with a dip pen, and while I kind of messed up on the face, it's okay because it kind of looks like dirt or something. I don't know. Day 3, poison. I used highlighters and Sharpie markers for this. It's a kind of water being, or it could be a person, and she's drinking fire, and it's poisoning her. I enjoy her expression, but I'm not too crazy with how her insides came out. But I do love how bright everything is. Day 4, underwater. I struggled with this because I wanted to make Sumi ink plus brush of like the top of the water, or rather, my original idea was to make like the underwater looking up, but that was a little difficult. And I just tried to make kind of like the reflection of it, but I don't think it's very successful at all. It's okay. I'm glad I started because that's the first step on learning stuff. Starting. Day 5 was long. That's what they said. For this October, I drew the first thing that came to my mind when I get to prompt, and I'm still really immature. So Steve Carell, I tried to do his portrait like the memes. It doesn't really look like him, but it was good practice learning how faces work and how ink worked. Here's day 6, sword, some pirates. I used modeling software to get his pose right, which I'm so happy I did. This is one of my favorites. I could have been better, of course, but it still looks really cool. Look at the sail, look at the... Well, I guess I'll leave the opinions up to you, but I appreciate this a lot because it looks really cool. And I love that pose with the, I'm gonna slash you. Wow, you go pirates. Day 7, shy. A little dude in a hoodie. He's got a big nose. And he's really cute. Day 8, crooked. There's a dude with a really unique smile. Day 9, Screech. This fangirl found out her favorite band CNCO is coming to town, so she is letting out her love. I love her expression. I used a ink pen for this. A lot of these I used ink pen like this one, not a dip pen, just like a regular Bic or whatever. And I don't know, I love her expression. Her eyes are so cute. Next is day 10, gigantic. This is one of my favorites of the post. I use a reference again. One of the last times I used it since it was kind of weird to work with. I have the lined version on my Instagram. Shameless plug, Tori3 Learns the Art. And I prefer the lined version, but a lot of people prefer the color version. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments below. The bad thing about the ink that I was using is that it really smudged up when I put paint over it. I guess that's the biggest problem. So everything looks a little bit weird. But the mountains, the sky is nice, buildings are cool. Perspective could use a little work. Oh yeah, and there's a dude here jumping out of the giant's way. Which is the same dude jumping out of this guy's way. He has no luck. Which is day 11, run. And I thought of a gingerbread monster, like run as fast as you can't catch me, the gingerbread man. But this guy is gruesome. He's got a gumball foot, licorice bones, what these are called? Peppermint brain, candy corn eyes, his body's falling off. I really like this one because of the colors and the idea. It's so cool. And it's with watercolors. This is day 12, shattered. I tried to make a optical illusion, like the shattering of the glass also looks like lightning, trees, a lake. This hole is a cup, clouds. I practiced a lot with the clouds. I wasn't sure if it looked good enough, but one of my followers said it did, so thank you, bro. Thank you, girl. Day 13, teaming. Ugh. When I think of teaming, I think of those maggots that feast on like dead bodies and they just be crawling around and teaming, and it's gross and ew. And well, this kind of looks cute, but I don't know. Ew. I did the face of the imagination. And I did this with color pencils, actually. Color pencils and ink. And an ink pen. I don't know. 14. Fierce. This was really hard. I was stumped on what to draw for this prompt. And I just don't know. I like superhero poses, like get 'em, girl. And so I thought of Sailor Saturn from Sailor Moon series, how she's a fierce girl and she just gets down her weapon like die people. Spoilers. But her weapon is not accurate. I didn't use a reference for any of this. So her hair's a little different and her weapon's very different. But the silhouette and the idea looks really cool. She looks pretty fierce, like casting down her spell. Next was a little bit of a different. For day 15, mysterious, like a mysterious vision in the fire. Ooh, I thought of the scene from Game of Thrones where the Hound has his vision while looking into the fire, and how mysterious that was. All that magic prophecy thing is just so, I don't know who to trust. It's mysterious. I used highlighter for this. I tried to make the fire, and then I like the reflections of his face, but I don't actually like his face. I didn't use a reference at all on a lot of these, so that's why they look so wobbly. But I think I was lazy, but I tried to work from my imagination. I don't know. That looks like the Hound. What do you guys think? The fire looks cool, and I don't know. The values I could have worked with, but the ink was fighting me the whole time. Day 16. Fat. Like a fat butterfly. A pretty fat butterfly. I may add color to this in the future, because it looks cool like that, because the values came out pretty cool, but I did this in under 10 minutes, color it in. It was such a struggle after the 15th day to get these done. I had to catch up, and I didn't do them all the same when they were supposed to be. I think I did from here on the same day, and then these I did the day after. But anyway, I digress. Prompt 17. Graceful, like a dancing cow. This one is also one of my favorites. The clean lines, the plain values, the goofy gesture. I used a cartoon reference and I added shorts and a tutu to it. So it could look cool. And I used the dip ink pen with a little bit of ink wash. Day 18. Filthy is a guy taking a mud bath. I wanted to come back to watercolor, so I used a simple ink pen, did a sketch, took a reference. I liked his hat. I liked the colors. But I was doing this one and this one the same time. I think these three. So when I did these smoky effects with alcohol, it will bleed onto the next page. But it kind of looks like clouds. It works on the filthiness, doesn't it? So he's taking a bath. And day 19. Cloud. I tried to make a girl or guy smoking, so it's a big cloud around her. And I did use the alcohol to make these cloudy effects. This is a bank, not that I would know what that is. And well, overall, it wasn't, I don't believe it's so effective. You can't really tell what it is, but it kind of looks like clouds in some places. And it was always practice with the things that you struggle with. You know, don't avoid it. Practice, even if, you know. I'm happy that it's done. And I'm happy that I keep learning. And this kind of texture is like really cool. This whole part. It looks really nice by itself. Anyways, day 20, beep! I was stuck with this one too, so I asked Branjo, shout out, what I should draw, and she said a toilet, and I said, okay! So I did a deep toilet. Oh gosh. I was also doing the 7 days of color wheel challenge for this, and that day was yellow. So I think that was a perfect pairing. I used a regular pen for this, and I'm happy with how this came out. The shading, the cross hatching, the color. The shape of the toilet could use some work, but come on, guys. The toilet. I'm stupid. Day 21. Furious. And when I sketched this out, I sketched a lot of these ideas out beforehand. Before the actual days, as you can see. And then on the actual day, or when I tried to catch up, I would ink it up. So when I sketched this out, I was thinking of the Fast and Furious series, which is a car and racing series, and how when you put the gasoline, it looks like it's really furious and like it's cool, and it goes vroom. And it's like literally little explosions in your engines, in case you didn't know that. So I put little explosions. And for the color challenge, it was orange. But I have to put a little bit of yellow here to make it look cool. But I love this one. The shape, the black feel looks so good in my opinion. And the color looks really cool. It just really pops. And that's what I have. I started day 22, but I was also working on another challenge, which is Drawtober, and I was doing 2 drawings a day, and I couldn't do 2 drawings a day because it was hard, even if the other one was graphite, because I wanted the other ones to look good too. So what I did for that, for Drawtober, I did it with ink instead of, well, in addition to graphite and other mediums. But I used ink after day 21. Now let's go to the Drawtober sketchbook. This is day 1, which is skeleton parade. And I did a skeleton float with ghosts on the top holding up the floats. And below I did a marching band. I I don't like the marching band, but I do like the float. I would love to redraw this. It looks so cute. A lot of these first ones, I tried to do it under 10 minutes. And I saw how that was an error in some things. But it's okay. You live and you learn. Day 2, stitch together. This is really cute. Where one is knitting, one is crocheting. They're ghosts, of course, to stick with the Halloween theme. And they're stitched together right here in the middle. How adorable is that? Next is day 3. Oh goodness gracious, one of my least favorite, which is double, toil, and trouble. And when I thought of that, I thought of the Team Rocket slogan, which is prepare for trouble and make it double. They caught Pikachu and are making a potion with it. Who knows why, but good grief, look at their faces. It's so sad. I'm glad I did it because this was kind of funny. They look kind of dummy. And I had to practice bodies and I had to practice drawing in order to get better at drawing. You know? Drawtober, day 4. Shackled. There was Shackled Wraith. Pardon me. So this Wraith is shackled and it's breaking the chains. Breaking the chains that bind it. Drawtober 5. Toxic Fairy Dust. Not starting with ink, but it was so cool. Toxic is a song by Britney Spears, so I tried to do her face, but it does not look like her. Anyway, she's putting her musical toxic fairy dust over the people and getting people to love her through her music. I like the shape, I like her dress, I like the wings. Day 6. Carnivore Carnival. This prompt is supposed to be carnivore. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Carnivore Carnival. But I and another person read it as Cannibal Carnival. Why is that? No one knows, but it still counts because cannibals are indeed carnivores. But anyways, here's 2 weird looking dudes. Don't ask. I did them weird on purpose because it was an off day and I just wanted to get the drawing done. They look really cool though. It fits the theme. And they're going through the carnival. Look, they got eyes for sale and toes in 6 flavors. And if you walk over here, it's an intestine water slide and the garden of noses. Ha 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 ha! Don't spoil your food. We're gonna have toasted ears. And I'll get you an eye later. One of my favorite drawings. Day 7, another one of my favorite drawings. I stopped doing the 10-minute challenge, but I didn't want to, because I wanted the drawings to actually look good. And here's the Rat Queen for day 7. She's so cute. She won a cheese and she's the queen. She's so happy. She's got a nice booty. I love the tone that I put on this. The shape is pretty cool too. Day 8, Pumpkin Butcher. This is another one of my favorites. When I put it on Instagram, shameless plug, sorry to learn art. When I put it on my Instagram, I used the Kelvin filter to make it look orangey brown, and it looked, wow, I like that when that happened. It was very effective. Pumpkin Butcher, I was kind of stuck with this one because I didn't know what to do. But I thought, okay, what do butchers do? They cut meat. They cut flesh, pumpkin. They cut their own flesh. So he's a butcher, but like he's cutting a face for his clients. He's butchering them. I don't know. But I like the Here's day 9, Nautical Terror. I wanted to do a rogue wave monster, which is a literal, not a monster, but a rogue wave is a literal nautical terror. They come out of everywhere, and they threaten boats. I don't like this boat. I don't like this monster. I don't like the tone. I tried to use a graphite stick. Don't like the waves. I had to draw it to get the idea out. His face is cute. I don't know. Like a weaker drawing. Ha! Day 10 is so cute. Now this is another one where the prompt I got confused with, which is the actual prompt is feathered howler, and I wrote feathered fowler. I don't know why, but a feathered fowler. Anywho, I drew a chicken by itself at first, like a sassy chicken. I'm gonna come after you. And then it was kind of lonely by itself, so I drew a feather next to it, and I studied this feather from life, and I really liked how the gradients. Day 11, button-eyed scarecrow. Oh, they're so sweet. They are. The picture may not show it, but the story is that they used to have mismatched eyes. One was black, and one is white buttons, but they friendly to each other, so they switched eyes. So this one gave him a black eye over here, and this one gave him a white eye, and he's so excited he's gonna sew it up right now. See, with his little sewing thread, and they're friendly and they're cute, and it's to celebrate. It's the metaphor for people celebrating their differences and lending a helping hand and being friends with each other. Yes, so poetic. The best. Blood harvester. First thing I thought, you harvest blood? Yeah, when you go to the doctors and they take your blood. This is accurate self-portrait, and this is a vampire blood harvester. Because of course it's gotta be a vampire, because they also harvest blood. But this guy is cool. The vampires are accepted in the society, and they get blood donations if they're lucky, or they pay for people to do blood. He already had his lunch break, but she does not like having her blood drawn. She's not having a good time. Look at her legs, how tense they are. And he's just like, bro, it's cool. Don't even worry about it. That's me at the doctors. I don't like getting my blood drawn, but I do it anyway. I just don't look at it. Day 13, Goopy Gobbler. I was with this drawing for so long. Sometimes you get stuck with a drawing, and you just want it to look nice, and you keep working at it. But like sometimes you gotta stop, because no matter how much work you put, you gotta stop because you gotta go on to the next days. Stupid drawings. And this is a slime creature that is trick-or-treating, and they eat candy for sustenance. And he's at your doors like, trick-or-treat! I like the shines of the body. The mouth is cool. The expression is cool. I tried to do a really dark background with charcoal here, and then I don't know. I didn't like it, and I had to stop because if I continued, it would have been worse. And I like the tone here, and it's a pretty successful drawing. He's cute. What can I say? Day 14, Flesh Ripper. I was stuck with this prompt because I didn't know what to draw again. But I thought, okay, Flesh Ripper, you rip your flesh off. What else do you rip off? You rip your clothes off from a day of work. How can I rip flesh without it being kind of gross? So here, this dude came from a long day, and he's kind of ripping his skin off the same way you would kind of rip your clothes off at the end of a day. And I did a lined version. I like the lined version, but I can appreciate the color version because you can understand what's happening a little bit better with the jeans, and this is the insides. And I love the way I did the skeleton. I studied it. The guy's face. It's like a hoodie. His intestines, his innards are here, his lungs, his heart, his kidney. It's like, oh man, I'm just gonna drop all this. I'm tired. I'm gonna take a bath. His muscles, if you don't understand, his more muscles over here. He's just like peeling it off. And it's not so gruesome, but it is pretty spooky, and I love the posture of that guy. And the shading of the bones. Day 15, Fungus Collector. What collects fungus? A foot, when you get athlete's foot. So, this is an
athlete foot. This is the foot competition. They have to collect as many funguses as they can and put it in their little basket. Look at his little face. It's so cute. It's so cute. I love it. Day 16. Shadow Prince. He's a prince because he's wearing a crown. And he's from the shadows. He's coming from the shadows. He's a ruling of the shadows. There's a shadow. I used ink. I tried a little bit hard to get the values good. But this paper is not good with paint or ink. It dries way too fast. I like the shape. And I like it overall. Ooh, spooky! It's coming for you! Day 17. Now I knew the paint was gonna mess up the back, so I did this first that day, and then I did this. And this is prompt 17, Daddy Long Legs, which is a spider. Ooh, on the wall is a spider. It's gonna come for you. It's a spider. There's a spider behind you. Ooh, I made you look. Ooh, it's a spider. And I did it with color pencils and ink. That's not much you need to know about that. Day 18 is the Devil's Minion. Minions are really helpful. And this minion is trying to teach the devil how to use Hell or Not, which is a new application to decide if people get to go to hell or not. It's like Tinder, but for the devil. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so simple. What part don't you understand? Like, oh my god, why is this, I gotta use these complicated technologies all the time. The postures is good. I had to get it done. The throne is all wobbly, but over the design is okay. And I like the idea. Like, these millennials, that's only been living for 1,000 years. They don't know the old style way of doing things. Sheesh. This was by far top 5 of my favorite drawings. Day 19, Conjured Familiar. And that's me as a witch, and I'm conjuring up all the cats that I want. Those are my familiars. Those are my favorite animal, and I'm also making them fly around, and I'm just having a blast. Look at my expression. It's so fun. A really fun drawing and good composition, if I do say so myself. Day 20, Candlelit Grave Creeper. The 20th of October was the day that the color wheel challenge was made. So this was day 1 of that challenge, which was yellow. So I just put a little bit of yellow for the candle. And Candlelit Gravekeeper, he's in the grave. So he's keeping the grave. But like, he has to go to the bathroom or something. Take a drink of water is what he had to do. Because your mouth gets really dry when you've been dead for a while. You know what I mean? Poor dude, he's coming out of the grave. His bum should have been a little lower. I should have sketched that one out. But it's okay. I like the idea. I'm glad I did it. R.I.P. me. Day 21. Poisoned Apple. It makes him feel alive. This poor skeleton, the poison makes him feel alive. And that day was orange, so I used an orange highlighter. And of course, these are all done with an ink pen. I have it over there, but it's just a beak. Day 22, Zombie Kid. I got a lot of likes for this. And I know I completely just had to start. That day was red. It was a zombie kid. And it's a metaphor for how kids these days are always dabbing and have their pants all the way down. It's like they're zombies, always on their phone. But I don't care. I'm one of those kids. Dab! I don't dab. Don't judge me. It's okay. Day 23, Possessed Marionette. So this puppet has come alive and is pulling on the strings that used to control him. And he's like, oh crap, what's going on? This puppet is alive. You get him. And that day was pink. Day 24 is kind of a sad one. I was looking forward to this prompt, kinda, where the idea was like all these undead people dancing in a gala, but since they're undead, it's gory. We're supposed to have like a heart pool here filled with blood. Here's another dude dancing, but I wasn't feeling it. So I did a bone chandelier, a headless lady, and a legless man dancing. How cute is that? How cute are they? Comment, like, subscribe if you think they're cute. Day 25. Little Red's wolf. So they're friends, and she uses him to to ride around in the forest. Like, go, little wolf, go through the forest. Go through the forest. Woo, let's go visit Grandma. Day 26. Oh, I did not count my sketchbook right. And while I do have blank pages on it, I wanted them all together, so I just glued a notepad there. Is there one there? Oh, it's there. So this prompt was Paganers, and I decided to do something for the hashtag Septic Art event that Jacksepticeye was hosting. He plays video games on YouTube. He's got a lot of energy, and he's an all-around nice dude. Like, legitimately, he's cool. And one of my favorite playthroughs was Surgeon Simulator, where you pretend to be a surgeon. But he did not do the best job. Like, that's his heart. He's got needles. This guy is half dead, or it's literally dead. But he's all there. He's all there. Top of the morning, ladies. Rest in peace, earphone users. This I also did. I did 3 the same day. Day 27, Day Scare Center. It's not a really good drawing, but I like the idea. This is a portrait of my house. Cause I'm the scary person in the house. Look, I'm right here. And there's some ghosts and haunted trees. I don't. Day 28. Bandaged. There's someone I follow on Instagram. Her name is Commander14. She's all around cool girl, very talented in drawing and piano and being a nice person and being funny. Follow her. And I saw her original character Diane, who wears bandages, and I was wondering why. And so I was wondering, why do you wear bandages? And she's so nice. She replies, well, because F you, that's why. And this is an original character, Lee, based off of herself, saying, Diane, please. She doesn't give a fuck. Day 29. Jack's Lantern. This is also one of my favorites because of the value and the colors of this pumpkin person, where the jack-o'-lantern is using his head, is glowing, and it's reflecting off his body. 80% sure that's not how light behaves when the light is going away from the body, but it still looks really cool because it's a shine. It looks cool, guys. Tell me it looks cool, so I feel better about myself. Just kidding. And I used ink and watercolor for this. I think this is really successful. This part is I'm not too crazy about. His body and the darkness. That looks cool. Day 30. Day 30. Knight's Mare. Mare is another way to say horse, right? So this is horse of the night. And it's kind of spooky. I got a lot of likes. I got comments that were like, oh my god, this is so good. So cool. I was lazy this day. I didn't want to do the bottom part. I used a reference for his head. But I tried to make it look really spooky and cool. Like the horse is coming at you in the night and in the fog. It's supposed to be fog. He's coming for you. It looks really spooky, in my humble opinion. And why it's not 100% successful, I like it. It's cool. It's cool beans. Now last but not least, it's gonna be 2 for 1. Day 31, which is Sweet Tooth. My idea was a clown or a trick-or-treater person who put the candy corns in their teeth to look like a vampire. Which I love doing that. I do that with jelly beans. I do that with chocolates. But I did not like how this came out. I did this on October 30. I did not like it. So the next day I did it because I did it late at night. So the next day I did it again, and look how much better. I love it. What makes it better? Vibrant colors, distinguished shape, distinguished features. You could tell this is a red nose. You could tell this is his makeup, eyes, where they're supposed to be, ears, neck, background. I love the clown wig, how I did it rainbowy. That was fun to make.
Well, that's all I've got for now. Thanks for tuning in. I have got a few more video ideas that I like to make, like finishing the Inktober prompts, finishing this sketchbook. Hopefully I'll get that out. And if you don't want to miss any content, you can also follow me on my Instagram, Tori3 Learns to Art. Thanks again. Bye! For Inktober 2013 and Drawtober 2007. Did I say 2013? Yeah.
You've seen all of these before. If you follow my account, hashtag follow me, hashtag you already follow me. That's why you see the story. So that's why why am I even doing a live stream if you're gonna hear this on YouTube? If you're gonna do this on YouTube, because maybe some people don't go on YouTube, so they go on Instagram. But if they go on Instagram, then why would they need to go on YouTube? Because they already read what I said. They already read what I said. They already read what I said because I wrote it in each post. I said each stuff. Oh, but I didn't write the whole thing. I said it short. Like in the post I said, oh, it's a clown. Wow, it's so good. It's so funny. But now you get to see my commentary about now you see my commentary of why I think it's good or bad, what materials I use. Comment, like, subscribe.